born April 25th, 1984. Of course, he's American singer, songwriter, composer, and multi-instrumentalist. So now, he's been doing music for a while. He has several different singles that have actually charted on billboards. The man has a record that put him in consideration for a Grammy nomination. So today we're actually going to be talking to him. So this should definitely be interesting. And I'm your host, Rueben Wood. Not on Conversations with SOM right now. But we're just going to do an interview on the Space Time Magazine podcast. So we are back, and we're about to interview J Metro, R&B singer, Billboard charting artist right now. 832, you're live.
I'm here.
Okay. So everybody who's tuned in right now, we want to definitely welcome J Metro on the show. Space Time Magazine Radio's podcast edition. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Jay.
I'm a musician. I live in Houston, Texas. Been doing music my entire life. Went to Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia, and started as just doing composition, and eventually got into pop music. And that's pretty much the overarching view. Everything else is, details.
Right. Okay, man. So how many songs do you have that's actually charted on Billboard?
I've charted 7 songs on the Billboard charts, 3 from my first album, 2 from my second album, and then the singles that I've released since my second album came out.
Okay. So what would you say have been some of the struggles that independent artists actually have to endure?
I think the biggest struggle for independent artists is just finding ways to gain exposure and getting people to know that their music is out there. There's so much music out there that sometimes it can be very easy to get lost in the shuffle of everything. So it's just about making sure that your music is visible and getting people to pay attention to it and share it and repost it on social media and get their friends to like it as well.
Right, okay. So now, what are some of the techniques that you use to actually promote your music?
I usually promote my music at shows. I do a lot of shows around my local area. I think that that's the most effective way for me because it allows me to be able to show people who I am as an artist and how I'm able to perform live and rearrange music live and give each show its own feel and character and life. So for me, it's about being able to perform live and give people a piece of my live show. For other artists, it might be different.
Right, okay. So what do you think about the other artists that are coming out of Houston, Texas right now?
I haven't really seen anyone coming out of Houston right now. Though I know there's been a lot of artists in the past that have come out of the area. But the music scene is so diverse here that, there's room almost for everybody. Houston is kind of a microcosm of what's happening in the world as far as all the different genres being able to have a place and people being able to perform. It's a very musically vibrant city. So I think a lot of people are doing their own things and trying to make it on their own.
Okay, so now you said trying to make it. So what about Kurt Cobain's or the Just Britney of Houston?
Kurt Cobain and Just Britney are 2 people who have actually already made a bit of a name for themselves. They're both a little bit, or in Kurt Cobain's point or perspective, much further ahead of where I am. They're both hardworking artists. Very talented artists, and they set the bar very high. So they set the path, and I'm just trying to walk down that path and then take it a step further.
Okay. So what do you think about R&B veterans, H-Town, coming out of Houston? Because they haven't really been doing any music lately. So, what do you think about their situation? Do you think that that could find its way to any artist who's trying to make it or who hits mainstream success?
I think so. H-Town is a group that's legendary here in Houston. They were internationally famous in the early, mid to late 90s, and pretty much were at the top of their genre as far as R&B soul groups go, right behind or right along with Boyz II Men and Dru Hill and people of that nature. And what they're doing is in the same light of what Boyz II Men has done, to where they've kind of stepped away from the major label and they're releasing a lot of their music independently now. I know they had an album probably about a year or two ago that did very well from an independent standpoint, and they've been able to create that niche for themselves. It allows them freedom as an artist to be able to write music that they enjoy. So what you get from them is a very consistent sound, because it's the music that they're writing for themselves. And if you're a fan of H-Town, then you're still a fan of them because, the music has remained true to who they are as artists.
Okay. I don't know about that one, though, because I heard something that they kind of updatedly put out recently. I don't know what they was thinking, but that's a story for another day. Okay, so as far as support-wise goes, how does your family support you?
My family, they're hit or miss. Family is always hit or miss. They're always the ones who are the most honest, but also sometimes can be the most and at the same time the least supportive. And I know that might seem contradictory, but it's actually very true. I mean, they're the ones who will be there and they'll help repost things on Twitter and Facebook, and they'll help tell people about it. But sometimes they'll be the least ones to show up at the actual concert, which is fine. I know that their love and support is there, and will always be there.
Right. Okay. So now your mother currently manages you. So tell us a little bit about that. I mean, it's kind of similar to the situation with Ray J and Brandy, and something that actually Beyonce had early on in her career.
We have a stable working relationship, where I lean on her for help and advice and support wherever and whenever I need it. And she's always there, just like family. Blood is always thicker than water. So for right now, it's a good working relationship. In the future, you never know. I might branch out like Beyonce did. Eventually, she got out of her management contract with her father. Not to say that that's a definite for me or that it won't happen. We'll see. No one really knows the future. Things progress in their own way.
Right, okay. So now, based upon certain rumors and everything, now, are you single?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So now, when's the last time you dated?
Years ago.
Okay. So, with that being said, to all the ladies that may be tuning in and listening to this, what do you look for in a woman?
Right now, I'm not looking for anything. Right now, I'm focused on my music and getting my career off the ground. It's really a full-time job, and it's ultimately my passion. So there's nothing out there for me that I can't find in my music. Right now, my music is my love, my passion, my life. It's my art.
Okay. So there you go. You heard it first right here. J Metro is seeking for his music as opposed to the ladies right now, but y'all can still support him and find him wherever he is located at. Go to the show. So another question we want to ask you as well is it hard actually being able to chart on the Billboard charts?
Yes. It is a very difficult process. If it were easy, everybody would do it. It's almost like asking, is it hard to learn how to play tennis enough to qualify for Wimbledon? But I wouldn't say it's difficult. It's about knowing the process. There's a lot of different ways to get on the Billboard charts. None of them are particularly easier than others, but it's about knowing the process and instead of buking the system, submitting to the system and playing that particular game. If that's what you consider successful, if success to you is how many songs can I get on the Billboard charts, then you have to play that game. Every game has rules.
Right. Okay. So now, what upcoming projects do you have currently that you're working on?
Right now, I'm working towards the release of the Jimmie Moore EP. It's going to be a 6-song EP plus the addition of Bodyguard, which was a single that was released through Sony Orchard Music Group in November of last year. So 7 songs in total. That album is supposed to come out in July. We're looking forward to releasing that, and it's already available for pre-order on Amazon and iTunes. So if you're listening, go ahead and check that out, download it, and tweet it, share it, repeat it, leave some likes and comments. And we're going to be releasing a few singles off of that, Patience and Midnight Dreams, going into this year. And then towards the first quarter of next year, we'll be releasing the full extended version of Jimmie Moore, complete with a few more songs that I'm currently working on in the process of mixing and mastering. And I'm really excited about those singles as well.
Okay, then. That's definitely what's up. So where can everybody find you at online?
You can go to my website, www.jmetromusic.com. From there, it links to everywhere I am on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can also on that site purchase T-shirts and sweaters and hoodies with the J Metro logo that you can wear to all of the shows and concerts, which are also listed on the site. So go ahead and get your T-shirt, hoodie, whatever it may be, your J Metro apparel. Find out where I'm going to be performing at, and bring it on out to the show. I'd love to see you.
Okay, so there again, people, J Metro, definitely a great upcoming artist. So definitely want to thank you for stopping by the show today and taking time out because I know you're busy. And, if you got any other last shout-outs, you can go ahead and give them now.
Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate the time, and I look forward to coming back.
All right. There again, people, J Metro.